welcome to this marshmallow baby blanket tutorial. Obviously it doesn't have to be a baby blanket, it can be any sort of blanket, but I just thought for the purpose of the title I would just call it a baby blanket because it is a really lovely soft and squishy and almost cloud-like blanket pattern. Now I did do a little swatch in this lovely baby blue chenille yarn. I think it's a Cedar Smudge, I think it was called. It's beautifully soft, and it does give a lovely puffy cloud-like texture. However, it is not ideal for a tutorial because the stitches, as you can see, well, you can't see really, are very hard to see, so you wouldn't really be able to see where I was going. And not only that, the yarn squeaks when I'm working with my metal hook, and it's very irritating. So as much as the blanket is lovely, and I would personally probably do it in a chenille type of yarn, it's not great for the tutorial. So I'm going to pop that to one side for now. I'm just going to be using Stylecraft Chunky. This is just white and silver. So obviously with me using two colours, you will also get to see how to do a colour change as well, which might be useful. So for the marshmallow stitch, you're going to start obviously with your slip knot. And again, if you're not sure how to do this, then do go and check out my Absolute Beginner series. I will link it down below where you can find lots of useful things if you are literally just starting out. So the marshmallow stitch is done in multiples of 2, so you can chain any number of chains that you want your thing to be, as long as it is a multiple of 2. So you're just going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over, pull through, and just chain until you reach your desired length. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've just done a quick chain of 16 just for my little sample piece, but whatever chain length you did, you need to add an additional 3 chains. So I've got my desired length, but I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 more. We're then going to work back along our foundation row, and we're going to work into the 3rd chain from the hook. So this one never counts as a stitch. So 1, 2 and 3, and we're going to treble into that 3rd chain. Now remember, this is UK treble, US double. So you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into that 3rd stitch, yarn over and pull up, and we've got 3 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops. We're then going to skip the next 2 stitches on this foundation chain, so we're going to miss this one, and we're going to work into this 3rd stitch just here. And we're going to do all into this same stitch, 1 double, 1 and then 2 trebles. So that would be 1 single, 2 doubles in the US. But so I'm going to do a double, so I've pulled up a loop, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through both, and then back into that very same space I'm going to do 2 trebles. That's 1 and 2, again all into that same space. I'm going to miss 2 stitches again, so 1, 2, and then I'm going to work into this 3rd stitch here, and again I'm going to do 1 double and 2 trebles all into that very same stitch. That's 1 treble and 2 trebles, and we're just going to repeat that all the way along. We're going to skip 2 and then 1 double, 2 trebles into that same stitch. So if you want to repeat that all the way along your foundation row, and then meet me when you get back towards the end. So I've just worked my last cluster of stitches, and then I've just got 1 chain left, and into that chain I'm going to do 1 double crochet. So that's how we should be looking so far. And then I'm going to chain 2, and this now is the row that you will repeat over and over again until you get your project as large as you'd like it. So we've done a chain 3 unturned. We're now going to do a treble into the base of where we've just come out from, just here. So we're going to treble, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches. So we're going to skip this one, and then we're going to work our cluster into that stitch just there. So we're going to double and 2 treble, all into that same stitch. And then again you're going to skip the next 2 stitches, so you're going to miss those 2 and work into this one here. And again I'm just going to repeat those stitches all into that same space. And again skip 2 and work into this one, and you're just going to do that all the way across. So if you want to pause the video and then just meet me back when you get towards the end of your row, I'll just show you how we finish off this row, and then you are good to carry on. Or if you want to keep watching to find out how you would change colours at the end of this row, then obviously just stick around for that. So I've just worked my last little cluster into the stitch just here. Now we need to finish off this row, and you're literally just going to turn it on its end so you can have a good look at those stitches, those stitches, and you're going to skip 2 as normal, and then you're going to work into this last stitch just here. It does look like it's sort of on the side, but that is the one that you're going to work into, and you're going to do a double. So you're just going to work into that stitch. This, when you're on this very first one, it does look like you're working into the side of the stitch, but you do just want to make sure that you catch, there we go, both of the stitches so that you've got the V, and then you're just going to complete your double, and that is it for row 2. And you would just repeat that last row over and over again. You can see you are getting the little puffy cloud like sections. It's really sweet. So if you were carrying on all in the same colour, you would literally chain 2 and turn and then carry on. But if you wanted to change colours, I'm just going to pull that out again. Then you would just insert your hook into the stitch, oops, like we did a moment ago, and get that V again, and then you would yarn over and pull up, and then you would stop just there, and you would grab your new colour. So I've got my grey here, I'm just going to grab that, and you would just pull that through those last 2 stitches, and then do a quick chain to secure. Now that never counts as a chain when you're doing your chain 2 for turning. That is literally just a stitch to secure that. So then you would do your chain 2, and then before you go any further, I always like to tie up my yarns. So I would snip off my white and get that out of the way. And then again, this is personal preference, I like to tie my 2 ends together just to make it really secure. So, and you can see when you tighten that up, it pulls that first chain that we did so tight that your height now is just the height of a chain 2, it's not the height of a chain 3. So that is my colour change done, and then I'm ready to turn and I'm good to go. So I would do my treble into the base of that first stitch as normal, and then we're ready just to work across our row as normal. So you would skip 2 and do your cluster of stitches into that stitch, and again skip 2 and just keep working along. So if you want to do that, and again I will just meet you very quickly if you need to back just to reiterate where to put that very last stitch. So again, I've just done my last cluster of stitches just here, and I'm going to work into the very end here. So you can pull apart your stitches and you can see you've got your chain stitches just here, and again you're not going to skip 2 this time like you did at the very end of the first one. You're just going to work into the top of the chain 2, so you can see here you've got 1 and 2, so you're just going to do your double crochet into the top of the chain 2 and double. So that is how we're looking with our little colour change as well. So I'm going to work up a couple more rows of this so you can see how our little poofy clouds are looking the further we go up with the pattern. So I've gone a little bit further on with the pattern. I've just done another 2 rows of the white, so I've done 2 rows in each colour. You can see the textured effect that you are getting, and you do get it on both sides of the blanket. So that's how that's looking so far. So it does look nice in just the one colour in the super squishy yarn as well, but I really like the colour changes and the effect that that gives. But that is it for my really easy little baby blanket pattern. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and if you have, remember to give me a quick thumbs up, and I'll see you again for another tutorial very soon, so make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well. But thanks as always for watching guys, and I'll see you soon.